Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Hey, Linda Jones, welcome.
Welcome to She Say, He Say, another episode. What's going on?
You.
I am your lovely co-host, Johnell Allen Bay. And
Yes.
tell them who you are.
And I am Shuntai Johnell,
And
your
what do you
lovely
do?
co-host.
What do you do?
I am a licensed professional counselor,
Okay.
media contributor, self-published author, and also a sex therapist.
She beat me to it, but I like it. Sex therapist.
So we are just waiting for people to log on. Hey,
Yes.
Angela.
Hello.
Great to see
Hello,
you.
Linda. Hello,
Yes.
Angela.
Okay, so I really want y'all to participate in the show tonight.
Yeah, please.
We have some great questions.
We
We
do.
want to hear from you.
Hey, Anthony.
Yes, so I'm posting in here our call-in number, so you'll have it. This is the time to
It's
share
live, Jacksonville.
with your family and friends, and please let them know that we are currently on the air. And
Yes,
we are ready.
it's going
to
down
get
tonight.
Started here soon.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
hey,
So
Anthony.
what's in your glass? Please post. Tonight we're drinking Crown Royal Peach. Uh-oh. We doing our grown folks thing tonight,
Hey,
huh?
Bess, how you doing?
Grown folks Sunday. The segue.
All right, so I just put the number in there for y'all to call us.
Yes.
Also, post
Mr. Piggy.
your response. We have some great topics, so
Hey,
please
cuz.
share
Yes,
share
please.
right now. Yes.
Yes.
We are excited.
We are definitely excited for tonight's show. And it's a special show because this is our 29th show. How does that feel?
It feels
29
wonderful.
times you and I have done this together.
Yes. And we have some lovely people who are supporting us.
Hey, Reg.
Hey, Reg, please share with your friends and family.
Please.
If you are with a group of people, make sure that they tap in. Tap, 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 tap in.
Tap, tap, tap. Okay.
Yes.
Uh-oh. She feels the drink already. Getting the
No.
dance started early.
All right,
like
so
it.
what is in your glass?
What
Please
is
share
in your
with us
glass?
What's in your glass?
What's in that
We want to know
glass?
what you're drinking because Johnell, our mixologist, did I say that he was a relationship expert too?
Yes, I
Yes.
am.
And a mixologist.
Mixologist.
He mixed this up.
Media contributor.
Yes.
Speaking about media contributor, I'm so excited about our show. We have another show called On the Couch with Shuntai and Johnell, where we take ordinary people who live in extraordinary lives and
Yes.
we become journalists. We do some
Kinda like that, yeah.
extensive interviewing. It
Yes.
went great. We're going to be in 10 different states: California, New York, Illinois. We're going to be in Detroit. We're going to be in
New Mexico.
New Mexico. What else?
Lexington, Kentucky.
Lexington, Kentucky.
North
even
Carolina.
down North Carolina.
Yes.
We're going to even be down in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yeah, he has to go to Ohio. And
I
you
will
know
not
he's a
be
Michigan
spending no
fan.
money in Ohio. Just letting y'all know. Yeah, so I'm
Hi,
excited
Pam.
about what we got going. Hey, Yolanda,
Okay,
what's
so
up?
Missionary Quinn says she's drinking homemade lemonade with just a twist of ginger.
Okay, then.
Angela is having homemade wine. Oh,
Oh, listen, I like that now.
Thank
Hold
you.
on, now listen.
hello,
I had a
Yolanda.
drink the other day with ginger in it,
Uh-huh.
and I have to admit it was the worst drink I ever had in my life.
They put too much ginger.
It was too much ginger in
can
it.
be overwhelming.
It was overwhelming. It took my alcohol away. It was just bad.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, be careful. Heading north.
Vess is drinking Corona Extra with lime.
Hey, Sonia.
Thank you. Sonia is joining us. Gary.
Yes, Islam. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So don't forget to share. Share.
Share.
And we are excited about being in 10 markets.
Yeah, we are.
I'm very excited about that.
It's a lot.
And everywhere that we do On the Couch with Shuntai and Johnell, we will be doing a she say, he say.
Exclusive in that town. On that Sunday.
Yes. And some of you in Flint, have you noticed our billboards? We have 2 billboards that are that we're advertising on right now. And one is on the corner, if you're familiar with the Flint area, Flint, Michigan, on Flushing and Ballinger, right there by the Save-A-Lot.
Yeah.
So
we have a sign there.
Yeah.
And we also have a sign that's on in my favorite neighborhood, Saginaw and Hamilton, 5th Ward.
All right. Oh, Yolanda says she's drinking water today. She's too dehydrated. Out in Houston heat long yesterday.
Okay, that's all right. We'll get you started. Just drink that water, and then we'll get something in you.
Well, and we have somebody tuning in, a Hodo there. She's tuning in from Ohio.
Oh, yeah, that's my cousin.
Yes.
I love her.
Sonia says, looking good on Flushing and Ballinger.
Thank you.
Yes, we've gotten some calls on that, too.
Yeah. We've really gotten great input. A lot of people, it's been impactful because a lot of people are giving us a call, and
I'm going to taste
so it's
this.
definitely. So taste the drink there,
Oh, this is good.
What? Well, to tonight's show.
To tonight's show.
Yes.
Yeah, the crown is in the house. Mm-hmm. He said, I should just sip it and not just swallow it. It's good.
Be careful.
You can easily just gobble it down.
Yeah, don't gobble it.
We don't want
What's
any
going on, Pooh?
drama associated with me drinking too much.
I go to Pooh Bear, Mr. Robert. I see you. Thank you. Thank you.
We will drink for you, Yolanda.
Yes, we will.
I will drink for you.
Yeah.
And Johnell will drink for you as well.
Yeah, you know that.
All right, so let's get started. We have a lot of questions here. And Robert says, "What up, big bro?"
Okay. So this is all of these questions are from our audience.
Yep, all of these questions.
So we didn't have to do anything.
When we're out and about, we were just in Atlanta and we did the On the Couch filming that's going to show this fall.
We love you, 810. We love y'all. Thank y'all for that. Y'all did your thing. It was, listen, them young folks showed us how to do this thing. 30 to 35, listen, they was full of energy. They had 10 questions. They were live. Afterwards, they pinned us down like, look, we need to know.
So we did like an afterglow.
It was
which
excellent.
We didn't record. Which I don't think we should record the
afterglow. No, there's some things that you shouldn't record.
Right.
I think there's some things that, we just need to leave where it was.
Yes. But it was fun.
It was. We had a great time. Thank you for putting on the show for us and hosting us. And we hope that we really, really impacted the community because, we had some beautiful people there and I thought it went well. Did you feel good about it?
I felt good about it.
I feel good about it. Yeah.
So let's go to our first question of the night.
Okay, let's look at this here.
What does a man or woman taste in porn tell you about them? And what does it mean if your man or woman continues to indulge in porn after having sex with you?
Well, first thing they tell you, they're kind of freaky. But anyway.
So listen, don't be shy. So what does a man or woman's taste in porn tell you about them? I'll let you answer that first.
Well, I'm going to have to say, I think a person's selection of porn pretty much tells what they're into, And then sometimes you can see somebody that look like somebody that you with, and that could be your favorite go-to, you know what I'm saying? Because you couldn't miss your mate, or y'all might have broke up, or she may just be putting you on hold. You may be on PP.
What's PP?
Pussy punishment.
Oh. So Missionary Quinn said Johnell took my answer.
Which one, PP? No.
I think a person's taste in porn could mean a lot of different things.
Okay.
For one, it could be a fetish, something that they thought about doing, but they're not doing, and
Yes.
they maybe don't want to act it out, but they just want to see it. Some people are just voyeurs, and they just want to look. And sometimes it's like a train wreck. The train is coming, it gets in a wreck, and you don't want to look away. You want to see what's going on. Okay. And that's what porn is like sometimes too, because there's some specialty porn that you just look at and like, I'm just curious.
Well, I know you being a sex therapist, and I know you probably look at a lot of porn for a living. And
yes, I have.
So porn doesn't mean the same to a sex therapist, is it? It's just, it's like a gynecologist looking,
Yeah, because
everyone don't turn you on, right?
When you look at porn, it's more like, from my perspective, because everyone has different perspectives.
Right.
It's more of like tutorial learning, like, okay, so why are they doing that? That doesn't make any sense. They're faking it. It's a movie. It's not real.
Okay.
So I tend to critique.
Right. Yeah.
More.
Yeah. And my critique is more on my moves for So I just want to try to make sure I'm relevant in 2020. So
you can learn something from
right. You know what I'm saying? You can learn something. Then you look at something. Then you learn. You say, you know what? Shoot. I could make a living being a porn star. Okay, but anyway, it's different. I know, like, if I thought about trying to get in the certification to get my licensing for a sex therapist, but it's just something that doesn't work for me because somehow I get hooked into it, and so I just rather not get involved in that, and I'll just trust that to you.
I do have people that see me that when porn becomes a problem in a relationship, there's nothing wrong with watching it if you want to, but it becomes a problem when it becomes intrusive on a relationship. If you're at work and you're watching it, if it goes into your home life, work life, social situations where you find yourself constantly watching it, you have a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem. And we were interviewing a sex therapist that was specialized in kinky as well as bizarre sexual behavior. And we interviewed him, and I was really shooting at him because, to be honest with you, I was just trying to make sure, I'm not a sexual deviant or something like that. And he assured me that I was normal. Unfortunately, I got other issues. But that was the thing that...
That one of them.
Yeah, I was like, wow. And some of the things that he was talking about, it's tough. And especially when you are religious, because it's looked at in a unfavorable light.
Right.
If you know what I'm saying, if you're trying to serve the master, your God, and you got this sex problem by looking at this porn all the time, you thinking now that on the phone instead of the scriptures, they looking at a little porn in the church. You got to be careful with that. So there's a lot going on out there that I learned about. And,
so you have to tune into our season 1.
Oh, you're going to really enjoy the show.
And Johnell, to learn more about that.
I really had my journalist hat on, and I was pretty critical. I was really intense because my thing is, whatever you're saying out there, I want to make it relevant to our community, to our culture, and relevant. It got to make sense to us. You just can't, piss on us and tell us it's raining. That's just not gonna work. And we're gonna call a spade a spade. And so I like how it went. And congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
You did a good job interviewing our sex therapist.
Yeah.
So what does it mean if your partner is having, maybe after you have sex and there's fulfillment, and then they continue to watch porn after?
Well, that could be one or two things. Maybe they weren't fully satisfied. or maybe she got up and went to work too quick.
Okay.
Or he went to work too quick, and she needed to pull out something to watch.
That makes
What do you
sense.
think about that?
That can make sense.
Okay, so could you give it to us more from your perspective from being a woman as well as a sex therapist? Okay, I'm sorry.
So I would have a problem if my mate continued to watch porn even after we just had an intimate moment, because more than likely a climax happened on both sides unless somebody faked a climax.
Ooh.
And it didn't happen.
What did you say in climax?
So if
what you saying?
If my significant other faked
orgasm,
or orgasm,
okay, all right,
I climax.
Climax.
Once I left,
like
if they need to continue, that may be a problem, especially if it's a behavior that's ongoing.
Okay, yeah, I can see that also. Well, how do you feel about your mate maybe masturbating, while you two were in the bed or while you were sleeping or something? Would that kind of bother
that doesn't
you?
bother me.
Oh, okay.
That doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
Masturbation is healthy.
Well, it would bother me. I would like, hey, wake me up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Let me get involved here. Wake me up. Don't just be doing nothing, without my input. I'd like to participate in these fun reindeer games myself.
So Missionary Quinn said, in my profession, I can't let my bias get in the way. I am in a non-judgmental profession.
That's why you are our favorite person.
Yes.
Yeah. We appreciate that.
All right. So I think we beat that question. You get it? We beat it.
Yeah.
We beat it.
Okay,
we beat it enough.
Okay. Hey, look what Yolanda said. Wake me up. That's right, cuz. That's where I'm at. Wake me up. Don't be letting them get by. You know what I'm saying?
So
the older you get, it'll be less. Let's get in the head.
Okay, so let's go on to the next question.
Okay,
let's say that you're having a conversation with your significant other, right?
This is going to be quick
and
here.
They are texting, and they're on Facebook, and you're having this conversation, and they're literally engaged in online social media, and you're having this conversation. They're not acknowledging, the yes or no, or even commenting or nodding their head that they're actually listening to you. So what would you do in that situation? Hey, Cynthia.
I would like to let you go first.
Well, if it were me, I would stop in the middle of everything and be like, are you listening? Right? First, are you listening to me? And if they say yes, then I'll be like, how the hell are you listening to me? And you still texting on social media. You can multitask, but you can't multitask that much. At least, at least acknowledge that I'm fucking talking to you.
Oh, there it goes.
If that doesn't happen,
here it goes. 15 minutes in, there it is.
Yeah.
So
you're timing.
What if? Because I always win these bets. So what if you ask them, well, what did I just say? And they're able to give every detail of what you actually said.
Right.
Does that make it?
No, it's rude.
It's okay. All right.
It's rude. It's rude
I agree.
For you to be having a conversation with someone and not looking at them or acknowledging that they're there.
I agree.
I think that is just so rude. And this is what's happening now with our social media now, is that people can't tend to have a normal conversation without peering online at the social media to look at their notifications. We need to bring back it's being okay to have conversations, and sometimes just putting the social media down. Those notifications can wait. You don't have the time that you have with the person that you're with is very special.
Absolutely.
And being able to acknowledge that and be in the moment, that means you're not really in that moment.
Right.
So that's
in my relationship, I have a thing where it's called a shutdown period, where there's no phones, there's no social media at a certain time. It's just engaged in just me and my girl. We just gonna do this here because, in fact, when I've got introduced to a lot of the social media things there, I'd open up myself where I had a 24-hour hotline to me, right? And there was constant calls and constant text. and it was unhealthy because all my time was pretty much, I could be 2 o'clock in the morning, get a call, and I found myself answering the phone, trying to solve a problem, and yet I was neglecting my duties as a man.
It's important to set boundaries with anything. And if you're not, well, Yolanda just mentioned, oh, okay, I'm with Shuntai.
Yes.
On that, I just want to acknowledge.
Yeah. Anytime you say her name and you check, she will stop mid-word, which was rude because she was talking. We were engaged in something, and as soon as that popped up, what happened? Bam! Bam! So just an example, and you're right. That's how it could be.
Right.
Thank you for teaching the audience just with that example.
This is part of being interactive, though. So we need to acknowledge the audience as well as the conversation that we're having. It's like a three-way here.
I definitely need my violin to play this song.
So, yeah, it's important for you to acknowledge the person that you're with.
Hey, Robin.
And look them in the eye and have a conversation.
Robin
and not
Robinson, look at that.
Yes, and not just be indulged in just the social media. It's rude. It is rude. Yeah. It is rude. What should happen to that? What should the lady do? Let's just go. What should she do with this guy? Because if he always does that.
Smack him in the head.
We don't condone violence, though.
I mean, no, I don't think it's violence.
Missionary Quinn says social media can ruin a relationship. Social media boundaries, yes. And Cynthia said there's no more real connection. There's no more real connection if they do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to really deal with that situation. Like I said, you got to put those things down. You got to mute those phones or whatever you have to do, and you have to set up where it's just you and your girl. You know, because you can get. It's like back in the day, you know, when I was, you know, a young man with a beeper. Okay. You know, hey, listen, you had to turn that thing off because that thing could be chirping, and then all you looking at it and trying to see what's going on. So it's still the same thing.
Yeah.
But Missionary Quinn says it best. Just smack him.
Missionary Quinn, okay, I want to put this out here. What is considered unhealthy boundaries when it comes to social media? So what is considered healthy or unhealthy?
I think when you're having a conversation, when you and your girl are talking, I believe that you need to say, okay, hold on. Let's put these things away because this is our moment. It's like the boundary. You know, it's like, hey, 9, 10 o'clock, shut it down. Yeah. Don't pick it up until 8:30.
You know what the lady could do is this, okay? Ladies, let me know if this is right or wrong. I think it can be right. If he does that while he's having a conversation, she's trying to connect with him emotionally, and then he's texting and he's on social media and not acknowledging her. So when she has sex with him, she should grab her phone and just start texting. And she could say, well, I'm multitasking. You continue to do what you're doing. I'm multitasking. Would that be wrong?
No. If she could get away with that, guess what, man? You ain't doing your job. If she can pick that phone up when you performing, that relationship ain't going to be around too long.
Stephanie said, ignore him in the same way. Men can't handle getting back what they give.
I don't know.
That's
good, Stephanie. Yeah. That's right. Give it back to him, you know. Give it back to him.
She said, here's the real question. Why do you care so much about people you may not even connect?
Right. Yeah. And that's true. If that's what it is that's valid, Stephanie. Because if my woman so engaged in the Facebook or something like that and looking at something that, you know, it ain't from her son or from her granddaughter or from her family, and that's important, and she decides she just want to read something and laugh, I would have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I would say, hey, you need to shut this thing down.
Or smack the phone out the hand.
No, I ain't going to do that.
Should just smack the phone, just reality.
I'm too big to be smacking the phone. I've been at broke a window.
Let's see.
Went to jail.
Gary said, we have to learn to ask our partner
if they are ready to listen before we start a whole conversation, especially if we're broaching a topic which makes them uncomfortable. Sometimes we don't want to listen no matter who it is that's talking.
Interesting perspective.
That is good. I love that, what you said there. And that's right, you know. But when it's your mate, even if you don't want to listen, when your mate talking, you need to be listening. You know, so I'm feeling that way.
I'm sorry. A missionary Quinn said, my husband said he would make me famous if I pick up the phone. And Stephanie said, no phone smacking. Yolanda said, LOL, smack the phone.
Cuz don't say that. Don't say that. You know, you're going to have women out there smacking phones, and these phones are too expensive for you to be smacking these phones instead of...
I think they'll learn. It'll be an expensive mistake.
Well, I can have the phone, just don't smack my car.
All right. Yeah. So let's go on to the next question.
Okay.
Is it fair for significant others to use sex as a tool?
Absolutely not. And one of the things about it is our women do it a lot. Women do it a lot.
Really?
Men, we don't do that a lot.
Women do not do that a lot.
Oh my goodness.
Because
sex therapists.
No, they don't do it a lot. I'm just saying they do it a lot. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So that's
audience.
Just
you've never heard me say this to the great Shuntai, but that's bullshit. And just stop it right there.
Okay, ladies. I need some backup here.
Because they specialize in. Hold on, time out.
Ladies do not.
Women are smarter than men because they have a secret that they go by, code. They ain't gonna reveal what's going on. Men, we talk too damn much.
Vernell agrees with you.
We talk too much. We put our business out there, and the woman's got the advantage because we put our business out there. The women have a women code. I've broken the code, and I know the language. And the language is this here. Under no circumstances whatsoever will we ever reveal that we've used sex as a tool. No.
See, the problem here is women traditionally we do not use sex as a tool. If there is a disagreement, why would you even approach her with sex if she's upset with you? So then they turn around to us using it as a tool. Don't fucking come to us in the first place when you know you and pisses off.
Hold on,
or you're gonna have angry sex.
I love it.
Sex. And it's not gonna be a good thing. What? Because your ass may be tied up somewhere, hog-tied. Yes. Out of anger, if you approach a woman with sex,
we like that. But don't deny that you don't use it. I'm glad that you responded on it. You use sex as a tool. Audience. The great Shuntai just admitted it on the national air.
No.
Yes, you
did.
We heard that.
Okay, so here's some questions. Here's some responses, okay? So Missionary Quinn said, no, we don't use it as a
That's the code. Listen, the women are not supposed to break the code.
Angela said, sometimes men put us in a headspace to where sex is not an option. But I don't agree with us using it as a tool.
Oh, my God. Welcome, Gail.
Gail says, thank you, Shuntai. Yes,
listen. My beautiful women out there. It's okay that you do it. Because the fact that it's a tool that's been used for a long time to get what you want, when you want, and if you cut it off, we will respond accordingly. Case in point, Adam and Eve. Eve said, hey, try this, buddy. And now, if he didn't eat of the fruit, he wasn't going to get no sex. Do you think? Because guess what? That headspace, what? I cannot believe you did not trust me.
If you eat this fruit, you're going to get
I'm going to bite that fruit every time.
And then you just destroy mankind.
That's over.
No. Stephanie said, men don't think. She said, hold on, men don't think. It's not a weapon. It's an I don't like you right now because you're on some BS.
Okay.
Yes.
And so we don't think like that because at no time a person that you love, you ever going to look at like that. So that could be the difference there. We don't know how to turn that off button on the love thing.
They don't know how to turn him off.
We don't know how to. No, it's bigger than that because remember, the thought is the cause of it all. penis don't work without the mind. It don't happen that way.
So how can you be in a disagreement with someone and then it still works?
Because the fact that you never lose in your mind that I'm loving that person and I desire that person.
Even in a disagreement.
Even in a disagreement, right? Rain, sleet, or snow, I got to go. Because that's my baby. We don't think like that.
Gary
See, a woman can think like that. We ain't like that.
You want to know what Gary says?
What did he say now?
Gary said, all is fair in love and war. Psychological control is an integral part of any competent war strategy. So it's about war. It's a strategy.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
It's a strategy. Oh, I love it. Strategy.
But I do want to say, try angry sex at least one time in your life and see what happens. Yes. Try angry sex.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's important.
It may be worth your while.
Yeah.
To try some angry sex.
It is. I think that it's probably the best thing you could have.
Yeah. Vernell said, but men can't withhold because when they do, it's, oh, you cheating. Cynthia said, pillow talk is the best after sex. Stephanie said, then that's the man's spot for being unaware that they're on some BS.
It is, because of the fact that it may be, but in the life that we live, until you torn up, until you beat down, you are innocent. You looking at things as what it is. You looking at love as real love. So that's the thing. The only time you get distorted is when you've been through some stuff that's not healthy. When you're healthy, love is the only savior of the world. It's the only thing that makes sense. It's the only thing that's beyond anything that you could comprehend. It's real. And so what happens is, once you start getting into situations that's unhealthy, once you start getting abused and misused when someone has mishandled you, then you grow something. And what it does is it changes your view on how you see purity of what love is about.
I don't know what the fuck this have to do with sex. What you just said.
God, you don't know what that is?
I mean, you went way somewhere else, but we're talking about.
Where I went is to show you about the sex. The sex is about, it's a thought.
Okay.
Right? Can you agree with that? Sex
it starts with a thought.
Right?
Yes.
And if that thought is unhealthy, if it's been tarnished in any way,
but we're talking about somebody that's in a relationship, and that's upset. Okay, let's go back to this.
But upset ain't got nothing to do with that.
You went way somewhere else. It's more about within a relationship, you upset with your dude, and he's trying to have sex with you. And do you have sex or not?
And we went
and then guys talk about you using it as a tool.
Absolutely.
So what did you have to say? You went all on some other bull. Well, it may not be bull, but it was bull in the moment. It wasn't about what we were talking about.
And I'm saying it was relevant. It was relevant because the basis of it is the reason the person is trying to have sex with you is because in that space there, he in love with you. If he wasn't in love with you, guess what he'd do? He'd be like, I'm gone. That's over with. And keep it pushing. If that wasn't what it is. If it wasn't, because if you are having a disagreement, right? Yeah. And in the disagreement, there's something that's heated in there. Well, what you're going to see is how we handle adversity. Now, in adverse situations, true character comes out. If you're saying, oh, no, I can't even deal with you there. Well, this was something that was happening all along,
when we
right?
Let's look at it this way. When we talk
do you agree with that?
When we talk about thought is the start of it. Okay?
The cause of it all, definitely.
If the thought is the cause of it all,
yes.
If you're upset, you don't have any positive thoughts right there. In that moment, you wouldn't be upset. You're upset because there's a negative thought that's associated, not that you're in a good place. So more than likely with women, if it starts with our thought and you fucking made us upset, our thought is on some negative stuff right then and there. It's not on positive.
So you can't see the love.
You know the love is there, but in that moment, you upset.
Hold on.
In that moment, you were upset. So the thought is different. The thought is different. When you're upset, there's no happy-go-lucky thoughts in your head. It's not Disney playing up in there. No, there's other things that up in there. So how are you supposed to have sex if the thought is negative? The thought is, I want to bust them upside the head, but I won't do it because I don't condone violence. You know.
Well, how did you get to that? If I won't condone violence. It's the same way with the love. Hold on now. If you're able to say, I'm not going to do that because I don't condone violence, right? If that triggered you, then why couldn't I'm in love with this man?
But
that doesn't trigger like that. I'm upset in that moment, but I lose love.
No, you don't lose love.
That's absurd.
You don't hit them because you love them.
We don't see the same way.
You may think it. Okay, so we need to help viewers.
No, that's from a he say perspective. From a he say, guess what? We
our
know.
Viewers to
we're never gonna lose where we are.
Who said you lose it?
You just said that you.
No.
I ain't thinking about no love. That don't make no sense to me. I'm mad.
I said that.
Let's retake the tape. I just heard you.
In that moment, you're so upset that you're not thinking about the warmth of love and all that. Yes, you love him. You won't do certain things to him because you love him in that moment. Okay, so you will refrain from that.
For the
but
killing,
it's not like you want to have sex. This is the last thing on your mind.
Right. This is hit him upside the head moment.
Okay, so Gary said, I came to the resolution that I am not having sex with any woman who is not leveling up with me. Any woman, deuces.
That's right.
Reggie said, love it.
That's right. And I understand that,
yeah.
you know. Mm-hmm. And that means, and what you're saying is important. Mm-hmm. Because it shows you the difference in our perception as men and women.
That men can think with their penises and not their brains.
No, and also guess what? They don't think with their emotions
first.
Either.
We tend to lead with our mind first.
That was emotions.
The thought.
That was emotions.
That was not. That was
not at all. You just explained emotions.
Our thoughts create the emotion. You got to have a thought in order to have the emotion. So if your thought is negative, then your emotion will be negative. Am I right, people? Your emotion can't be negative and then you have a negative thought. It leads with the thought. I'm agreeing with what you said. It starts with the thought.
Absolutely. And
yes.
what we're saying is that the foundation of that thought, if it's based on love, guess what? You don't deviate.
And
so that's the difference from men and women.
And Missionary Quinn, she said most researchers agree that women are more emotional and expressive.
Absolutely.
And that's because we think a lot. It starts with our thought. We could overthink things or we could underthink things, but it starts with the thought. And then there's an emotion behind it.
I agree with the feminine energy is sustaining and nurturing into the emotions. The masculine is more creativity. Those are facts there. So once you thinking left brain and right brain, those are different things there. If you're left brain thinking, then you're going to be prone to things that are emotional. If you're right brain, then you're going to be thought to what's the surface of what's the spirituality of the situation. So you're going to be looking at it two different ways there. So the thought is the cause of it all, but certain energy, masculine and feminine energy, puts forth certain energy to bring certain things. The understanding of that is the basis of what we're talking about. I'm saying that once the foundation is in love and there's no distortion there.
Okay.
Meaning that I haven't been disappointed. I haven't had my heart broken. Because at first, before anyone's run into a situation like that, they were eyes wide open and they understood love in its purest form. Once something takes place, right, it's on. Now, women are more prone, scientifically, once they've had encounters, once they've been disappointed, to do certain things.
Gail, hold on. Gail has a question. In the meantime, Johnell needs to unloosen his tie and have another drink. So, Gail asked, what was the question again? Yeah. So the question was, is it fair for significant others to use sex as a tool?
And
then we went down this rabbit hole.
No, it wasn't rabbit hole. You said women denied that they do it. Once you came out, you admitted that you did.
No, I didn't say we use sex as a tool.
What did you just say you did?
I didn't say that we use it as a tool.
That's the code.
I said that's the last thing that sometimes we're thinking about is sex if we're in a negative space. If you're putting a woman in this space to where she's upset with you, the last thing she's thinking about is having sex. So, if the guy is just thinking about sex, is he using sex as a tool? Even though he knows his woman is upset, it's like, forget that you're upset. I'm trying to have sex with you. So what is he doing? Is it a tool? Or is it the thought?
It's both. And we are not afraid to admit it. That's our problem. We tell too much.
Jill said, y'all going deep. I know. We need to move on to the next question.
9690449.
Yes, Marquita, call us at 810-969-0449. I can't read.
She laughed.
I know, she just tried to call me on the messenger thing. So
I'm talking about Gail.
Oh, no. Oh, I wasn't talking about Gail.
When she said about 2 days, then she laughed and then put, what's the number?
Yeah, so Stephanie says, this is deep. I didn't realize this was going to be so passionate.
I did.
Yep, because when he feels like he doesn't need to address the problem. Okay.
That's
so,
right.
Let's move on to the next one.
That's right. I like that. Stephanie said,
all right, so let's talk about this. We have, what was it here? Could each one of you they want us to give 5 important things you can do to maintain a strong and healthy relationship.
Wow.
5 things you can do to maintain a healthy and strong relationship. And I have my 5 and you have your 5, Johnell.
Women first.
Women first?
You know
okay, so I'm going to go through my 5, okay?
Okay.
One is you need to get a relationship checkup with a professional to even verify if the relationship is healthy in the first place. Because you may think it's healthy, and it's not. So, relationship checkup. Number 2.
What if both parties are happy?
If both parties are happy, then it's healthy.
Okay. I just want to
find out first if it's even healthy. You may think it's healthy and it's not.
Right. So, but if both of y'all are happy, I ain't going to knock that because what y'all doing is good.
So you're maintaining.
Yeah.
Yes. Number 2. Be consistent with connecting on a physical and emotional level. So you have to be consistent. You have to be able to have those pillow talks. You have to be able to hear one another. So having those conversations, and also physical is very important. Not only just sex, but touch is important,
sometimes run that bath water is what you're saying.
Yeah, I was talking about physical and emotional, being consistent. Okay. So number 3, take vacations together and take vacations apart. It's okay to miss your partner. So vacation with the girls, a couple of days, it's fine. Yeah. It gives you the opportunity to miss your partner and then you can come back. But you also have to be consistent in taking vacations together.
Okay.
Number 4 on my list.
I like that.
Is stay in your lane.
Ooh.
Stay in your relationship lane. People fuck up because they're looking at other people's relationship and saying, oh, such and such got this going on. Look at him. Oh, she got a car. She got this. He got this. And my man is not doing this. Stop looking at other people's relationship and focus on your own. Because if you have those blinders where you're looking out at everybody else, then you're not focused on yours.
Yeah.
So stay in your lane.
I like that.
The other one, the last one is communicate effectively. You may think you're communicating effectively. You may be a great orator. How did I pronounce that? Orator. I was right.
Yeah.
But definitely. You could be dysfunctional in the way you communicate with your significant other. So being able to communicate effectively, sometimes we have to be taught that. Maybe we don't know. Maybe, things happen. But being able to communicate effectively. So that's what's on my 5
That
things.
is a beautiful list there.
Well, why, thank you.
I got to admit, I like that list.
Thank you.
Right. So my list is, it's a little simple. The first thing is, don't stop talking. Whatever you do in your relationship, make sure that you open up that line of communication and make sure that you do it in a healthy way. Make sure that you always uplifting, inspiring, and motivating. So therefore, when you do give criticism, it has leverage.
Okay.
I believe that if you just criticize without, first of all, cultivating the relationship, you do a disservice. So always do that. And my second thing is always bring gifts. Always bear gifts and always have flowers. Because the fact that people in relationships, they don't want to feel underappreciated. And so when you do these things, you make your mate always know that they're appreciated. And this is one that I think is so important to a relationship, especially is help out. Help out with chores.
Okay.
Help out with housework. Don't be afraid to lift your sleeves up and get involved with your mate. You know what I'm saying? To show them that, we in this together. I think that's important, so I always help out. And the next thing is at least once a week as a man, we need to be cooking. You know, cook. And if you can't cook, you know, you better buy something special and have it made for your woman, because that makes it takes pressure off and lets her know that, you know what, he cares enough to take some of this off and try to work this with me. And so I believe in that. I always try at least once a week. You know, I'm not asking men to cook every day, but if that's what you love to do, do it. But at least, you know, don't be to the point where she don't come home and you don't have a meal prepared sometimes. So that's important. And my final one is always keep the relationship exciting.
How do you do that?
You got to think outside the box.
Okay.
She can't never predict what you gonna do for her. But and you know what? That will keep her heart joyous. That will keep her smile, because at any moment you can do something just dynamic. Even if it's just you build a tent in the room and y'all get in and y'all just get in that tent and do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Always be spontaneous. Always be exciting. Keep it fresh. Keep things going where you be like, that's my dude, you know, or that's my girl. So
I just, good list, and most people on here, yes, they said that it was a very good list. Both of them were good.
Thank you.
So Gary mentioned a few things I want to just acknowledge our online viewers.
Yes, please.
Usually a woman needs to be sweet-talked, romanced, or showed empathy before she can mentally engage in sex. We don't, what is this thing here? We don't, it moved. Okay, he said, we don't, but times are changing, and some women now like angry sex.
She loves that. You see how she got, look at it. You look at that smile. Yeah.
Some women now don't give 2 cents if they're angry or you're angry.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Missionary Quinn says, I know it sounds cliche, but don't go to bed angry. You know. And hey, that's tough sometimes, but I believe you just keep working. You just keep talking. That's why I started. You know, you don't stop talking.
Right.
You know, get this thing together. You know, even if you don't have a resolution, at least agree to disagree.
Oh, and Gary Nichols says sex is a tool. It's a temporary fix to the moment.
I agree.
Yeah, so all good. I love that you all are communicating here. That's why Gail said, that's why I ended my relationship. Those 5 things Johnell said. That's why you ended it?
Ooh, you ain't like how because you was getting all that, Gail? Come on now.
Getting it, Gail, or not getting it?
We can't please these women here.
She said that's why her relationship ended.
Right.
Because of Johnell's list.
Right, because he put that doggone stuff in.
Oh, so we do have time for more questions.
Definitely.
We have.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you deal with a mate that's always looking at other women whenever you're out?
Come on, bro. You know, man, that's... I'm ashamed that we have to address an issue like that, because of the fact that as a man and a woman, you know y'all responsibility. You know your responsibility and allegiance is to your mate.
Right.
You know, and so I always call it a 3-second rule. You can look 3 seconds and keep it moving. You know, and that's just a slight look, and then you better have a response if she sees it. Like, I was just looking, baby, and I just noticed that. No, you say, look, baby, shoot. I was looking over there, and guess what? She ain't got nothing on you. And you keep it moving, you know. But if you start looking, if this becomes a way of life, then that's bad.
I think there's a difference between, and you're right about the 3-second rule, gawking at another woman or man. You're not supposed to gawk. Your mouth is not supposed to drop, and saliva is not supposed to drool from the side.
That's nasty.
Because you're looking at someone else.
Yeah, that's not sending a good message to your girl or nobody else.
Like when I was younger, I'd be like, I got eyes. That was made for looking. Yeah, my eyes was made for looking. I can look. I mean, it's certain things you did when you were little. It's like I can see things. It wasn't, but it wasn't in reference to guys.
Oh, okay. Because you kind of threw me. I'm like,
because it's like, well, why are you looking at me like that? That's what God made my eyes for, to look, so I can look. So it was like one of those little things.
Okay.
But it's okay to look. Your eyes
didn't know how that was
looking.
relevant to what we were talking
There
about.
is nothing wrong, and I go to this.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with looking at someone.
Okay.
There's a difference between looking and a quick glance to gawking.
Yeah.
To drooling.
Yeah.
And it should never go that route, because you have to respect the person that you're with.
And just me personally, you know, even if something caught my eye, I know it ain't greater than what I got. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't even live up to that category. It's just something that caught my eye temporarily. It's nothing that I want to invest my time and effort into.
Yeah.
And so that's why I always say the 3-second rule. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? That ain't nothing there. Now, it's inappropriate. You know, I've been out with a few guys, and they to the point where they make me uncomfortable.
Okay.
You know what
when
I'm
you're
saying?
out with like the guys.
Yeah, like you with some guys and you look at some girls. Because I always get a bad rap when I'm with the guys. Because, you know, I'm always talking about what I got. You know, in my woman. You know, I was like, hey, shit, I ain't mess with that. You know, because the fact that, you know, I think what I got is the real deal. You know, and I'm like, you know, I may look at something and I may smile at something and do that, you know, but I'll be like, man, you know.
Yolanda said, okay, cuz you better say it. Yes, he better say it, right?
Just being real.
Better say it.
Just being real, you know. Just like to me, you know. I remember when I was younger, I pulled up next to, you know, to a guy and his girl, and he smacked his girl, you know, because she was looking over there. She was looking at my car, you know, what I was in, you know, and I just looked over, and next thing I know, dude just knocked her out, you know, and I was like, dang, you know. I took on off because I didn't want to get involved in a situation like that there, you know. Wasn't my business, but I was like, man, he that shallow? You know, she in the car with him.
Right.
You know?
So I have a couple more. Did you have anything else to add on that?
No, please.
I think the audience is pretty much in agreement that you shouldn't be gawking.
No, you shouldn't be gawking. No.
Yes.
Not at all.
So this happens a lot when... Oh, and Anthony said, when you have dated a few ladies, when you finally meet that one, you would know it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So this happens a lot.
But it take us longer as men. I want women to know. It take us a minute. It depends on who the person is. You know, men, we mature differently than women.
Okay.
You know, we mature a little bit differently because of the fact that we're more excited about life. You know what I'm saying? We're more childlike when we're, you know, coming through. And so it takes a minute for us to really appreciate womanhood.
Okay.
Unless you're taught properly at an early age, then you're able to see it differently. So we're a little bit different. A woman that's 30 and a man that's 30, she's a lot more mature than he is. And those are just facts there. You know. Yeah. Now, once we catch our groove, you ain't got a better do. Because once he figures out who he is in this scheme of life, he becomes more set and settled in being the best man that he's capable
of. So Anthony said you learn from each one you date. Yes, you do.
Absolutely.
And that's why it's important to date before you settle down with someone. Yeah. But I want to get to this next question before we run out of time.
Okay.
We had a lot of great ones.
We have.
There are a lot of, and this is a lot, I hear a lot of this in the plant life, and it could be in other, working for like GM, Chrysler, in the plants. Yeah. But it could be anywhere. That you hear the term work wife or work husband.
Or shop wife.
Or shop wife or shop husband.
Is that real?
It's a real thing.
Okay.
And it can break up relationships.
Yeah.
It could break, because I've heard people who had a shop husband and they're making lunch for that husband, shop husband, and the wife doesn't have to.
You better get some sunglasses because he can look it.
Yeah, so there's a lot of that in that type of atmosphere, and it could be in any other work environment. So what does a shop husband or a work husband or work wife look like?
I remember I worked in Chrysler, and I got into work, and I'm, you know, starting to get in. I'm the new guy, and a young lady.
Fresh meat.
Yeah, so you know, I'm different than everybody else. You know, I'm coming up in there. I got to change my clothes every day because I got 2 jobs. You know, I got one where I have to wear my suit and boot it, and then I got to come in and put on this other suit because I got to pick up these bumpers. So, young lady pulled up on me and she said, "Hey, I'm gonna be your wife." I'm like, "My wife?" I said, "No, I got one of those. I don't need another one. I can't keep up with the one I got. You know, it's a lot. There's a lot of work here, right?"
Yeah.
And I was naive. I didn't know that this existed for real. You know. And she was like, "Listen, man. You know, you here for 10 hours because we were doing 10-hour shifts 4 days a week." She said, "You here for 10 hours?" She said, "When you go home, how long were you at home?" You know, I was like, "Well, I try to get 6 hours of sleep, at least 4, you know, no less than 4, and then I'm back doing my thing." She said, "So that means you ain't seeing your wife."
Wow.
You know, and that was her logic. If you spending all your time in here, we might as well have the fun while we in here. And that was the way she was thinking. And I was like so uncomfortable, and I felt violated.
There is a culture.
Yeah, but like I said, I was naive. I didn't even know. You know, she kept showing up in my car. One time, she got naked in my car. I shouldn't have opened the door, and I did, my dumb butt. And
how'd she get in your car?
Cause I let her in because they was ordering pizza. You know, they bringing pizza all out, and they ordered pizza, and she had paid for the pizza. So I said, you know, I'll eat with her in my car, and the next thing I know, it was messed up.
Vernell says so true.
Shuntai, it causes
major
problems.
Yes, I do believe that's true, Vernell.
Yeah, it does.
Yes.
You know.
So there's a such thing.
It is. And have you ever worked in a factory or any?
No.
Have you ever had a relationship like that?
No.
You haven't?
No, I've never.
You've never had a work husband? Huh?
No.
Yeah.
I worked retail, and then I worked around a lot of women. For 15 years, I worked around other women. There were no guys. I worked for the American Cancer Society for almost 15 years.
Okay,
and
but
we worked around women.
In there.
No.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not. No. There was no not that type of relationship.
Right. Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
So like I said, I learned the hard way. I didn't know that it existed. And once I'm in the web, then you know.
But I do know people. I do know people who worked in plant type situations, and that was a thing.
Wow.
That was a true thing, and it did break up relationships because you're with the person at work more than you are with your family.
Usually you get that intuition. I want to state this here. Women, you're not the only ones that have intuition. There's male intuition also.
Okay.
We can tell when you connected to your woman when something ain't right.
I've never heard of male intuition.
I have. It's like a radar go off. I'm like, something's going on.
So yeah.
Oh boy, load the car up. We going out.
Vernell says one party may see it as friendly, but the other person takes it the other way. I've been a work husband often. Wow. So Vernell, how do you contribute? If you said that you've been a work husband, so you contributed to this type of relationship somehow.
He just think it's normal. He thought it was normal.
And Angela said that goes both ways.
Right.
Missionary Quinn said, my husband said that he had one in the 90s and it was a hot mess. I put hot on there, but she said
hold on. Yeah, because I just wanted to know if she embellished. Because the missionary didn't say hot. But Shuntai said hot.
It was a mess. Vernell said, it's not fun when someone takes seriously. Yeah, so don't two people have to be involved if it's a work wife or a work husband?
Yeah, but I can see what he's saying. You thinking it is just what it is. You ain't looking outside of the job place. Right. It's just fun while we doing it there. And then now she stalking you at the mall and showing up in front of your house and then calling your house, hanging up the phone. 3 times she called. Now your woman like, oh, whoa, something ain't right.
Missionary Quinn said hot. H-O-T, exclamation mark.
Okay, there you go. There it is.
Exclamation mark, all caps, hot.
But because you would sense that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You know, and I would sense it too. You know, my male intuition would kick in, and I'm showing up on that job because I want to see something. And I can tell who the guy is because you know your woman. Mm-hmm. You know her flavor. You know what she likes, and so you'll look at her, and he'll catch your eye. And he'll look at you, and you'll look at him, you know. And then you know. Just like you would know, right?
I would know.
You would know?
I would know.
You know that woman? Cause
yeah.
You know your man's flavor.
I have this like inner intuition thing that I'm like, hold up, my radar goes off.
Right.
And then I'm like,
he said, what?
What?
Now, men, I just want to tell y'all this here. We talk too much.
No, y'all don't talk too much.
No, I'm talking about, they'll get the truth out of you, men, because of the fact you gonna tell on yourself. Because once you tell a lie, you're gonna forget that lie. And guess what? She ain't. Because she recorded it.
Right.
Well, you told me last Thursday you were at Applebee's. What do you mean? You're at Bennigan's.
Vernell said, I'm going to go to a couple of questions real quick.
Okay.
Vernell said, I had someone say to my partner that she was my work wife. That just hit the fan. Look what
Angela said. Angela said, listen. She said, Johnell, I've been there. I knew exactly who she was. Because it's one thing about human behavior. Human behavior will reveal itself when confronted.
And Gary said, working in a factory 50 to 60 hours becomes your life, and relationships develop because you are spending so much time together, and then you be on your best behavior. It's what he said?
But listen what he said, it's just a situation. But listen what Vernell says, and this is what's so key. He says, when you just were being friendly. See,
I would love to go to a Christmas party, a shop Christmas party.
Oh, no.
Off site, and see what happens, and just sit back. I love watching human behavior.
But listen, that's key what he just said, because I'm going to tell you this here, what happens. If a woman is friendly, her motives is different than a man being friendly.
How is that?
If you're being friendly to a guy and coy with a young man, it's because of what?
It could be just that you're friendly.
Okay.
There's no, but it depends on a woman. There could be an ulterior motive, or there may not be one. You're just a friendly person. It's part of your personality.
Okay.
It just depends on what the intent is.
Okay. Men are the same way.
Okay.
Except once there's a bait on the hook, we don't respond like women do.
So you're saying men really don't notice when someone is trying to use your...
That's not what I said.
What?
I said that women and men both are friendly. But a woman being friendly, if a man is interested in her, that doesn't mean that she's got to make a move on the guy. Whereas men are a little bit different. How
are men?
Because then they gonna make the move.
If they're interested.
Well, listen what he's saying. He said, it's like this here. He's just being friendly, right? And once being friendly, she takes liking to him.
But you know
it's
what?
different than y'all. Y'all ain't like that. Y'all ain't
whatever.
Like that.
But a man is not just going to be friendly, over friendly to a woman. It's one thing opening the door for someone, but women catch on to certain things. Even when it's on social media, they catch on to. Women and men are about the same when it comes to when trying to snag up somebody, or even know they're trying to be snagged up. And they can act like, I don't realize that you were trying to talk to me.
No.
I was just responding, and I was just trying to be nice. I was liking pictures, and just going through her stuff, looking like a stalker.
Innocent.
And she assumed I liked her.
Hold on. See the what? Looking like a stalker. She always trying to throw the man under the bus.
That's what happens.
No, we don't know that like that. But I'm saying, but then it comes to central. But listen, y'all just don't believe that, but that's the truth. But now once that she like you, guess what? We don't know how to turn that thing off. Y'all do. Y'all be like, well, listen, I'm just not interested in you. We like, we feel obligated. I gotta hit it because she like me. So it's crazy.
Know, what nobody born yesterday.
Right, but that's what Vernell said. Vernell said, listen, he's like, I'm being friendly, but once she like me, I gotta hit it. And women ain't like that. A woman be friendly, and then you tell her, did you like? She be like, hold on, I'm not interested in you like that. Whereas guess what? We so dumb. We'll go in and
y'all
say,
feel compelled to hit
you're
it?
right, yeah. I got to live up to the man image.
Well, what if you're in a relationship? Do you feel compelled to hit it? What do you do?
Well, no. That's different. Then you got to ask your girl.
Because we're talking about work wives and work husbands here.
And so you ask your girl, could you call her and tell her? I'm not interested in her. Because I can't do it. So
you know what? This has been awesome.
It is.
But
Thank
we have
you.
to go.
We do. Thank y'all for tuning in. Shuntai, as always, you were brilliant.
And Johnell, as always, you were off the charts, out of this world, not from this world.
Well, I'm not from this world at all here, because the fact that men here, we're not from this world, y'all.
I don't know what world they're from, but they're from a different planet.
We're from a different planet.
Yes.
Hey, listen, and you either gonna love us or leave us alone.
So,
and statistics say you're not gonna leave us alone.
Because you have what we need.
We got what you want.
So,
I got what you want. You got what I need.
Until next time, please join us every Sunday right here on Facebook Live at 8 o'clock p.m. Grab your drink. We will have a signature one.
Definitely.
And until next time.
Peace.
He said peace.
I said peace.
No, he doesn't say peace.
I had to say peace.
Talk to y'all later. See you next Sunday.
Bye.
Yes. You know, I'm going to have to get up and turn it off now.
I got it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Let me turn it off.
And your drink is only halfway drunk, so you complained that you was going to need a refill.